And now let's talk about pricing. And I know everyone wants to know, how much should I charge for my social media services? So let's jump into this video. So first of all, here are 3 methods that I've seen a lot of freelancers and consultants use to price their services. The first one is the hourly rate. But the biggest question is, how do you find out or set your hourly rate for services? And I'm going to show you a couple of tools in this video towards the end. You can use those tools and set or find your hourly rates. Number 2 is project based. So think about projects like write 3 blog articles or maybe 50 tweets. So the way to price this is actually fairly straightforward. You multiply your hourly rate by the number of hours to find out the project pricing. So let's say if you have $20 per hour and it's going to take 3 hours, it's going to be $60 for this product or project. The third method is the monthly retainers. This is where clients pay you per month on ongoing basis, and this is how I price my services. This is what I like to do with all of my clients. And the way to do this is actually fairly simple too. Your hourly rate, multiply that by your estimated weekly hours, and then multiply that by 4 to find out the per month pricing. So let's say your hourly rate is $20 and your weekly hours are going to be 10 for this client, and then multiply by 4, so it's going to be $800 monthly retainer for this client. And as you can see, everything is kind of dependent on what your hourly rate is. So there are a couple of resources I want to share with you in this video. First one is the salary.com. You can go to this website, and let's actually go there and find out what's the average salary of social media analyst, consultant, or freelancer, or social media manager in your zip code, especially if you live in the United States. So for example, on salary.com, I put social media analyst and I live in Dallas. So here's some ideas how much people like me, if they were working in a corporate job, are making. So the median is $58,000. So you can get some ideas, and then you can take that, divide that by the weeks or the hours in the year to find out how much people are making per hour, and you can set your hourly rate according to that or based on that. Now let's go back. So again, the biggest question, it seems like everything is dependent on the hourly rate. So how do you set that? So I'm going to share a couple of resources with you. Here are 2 websites that you can use to get an estimate of how much your hourly rate should be. The first one is yourrate.co. The second one is yourfreelancecareer.com/rates. And let's actually go there. Let me resize this window for you. There you go. So first one is yourrate.co, and it's actually really simple. How much, let's say you want to make $30,000 per year doing this social media marketing consulting. How many billable hours per week you have? Usually people have 40, but you can, let's say we want to do 20 hours per week. And then how many weeks do you want to take off per year? Let's say 2. And then if you hit calculate, here is your rough $60 per hour based on this calculation. So you can play with this, and as you can see, it really works. Let's actually go back there for a second. It works on your goal. Whatever your goal is, let's say you want to make $25,000 and you want to work 15 hours per week. You want to take 3 weeks off, and then here is your $68 per hour, your hourly rate. And you can play with this and find out some more numbers for yourself. The second site is yourfreelancecareer.com/rates. And again, it works based off of your goals too. What's your targeted annual income? And let's say I want to make, I'm just putting random numbers here now, $33,000 per year. How many hours do you want to work per week? Let's say we want to work 23 hours. And then look at this. Your rate is $28 per hour, and then they also took 20% for applied taxes out of that. So what these tools are doing basically, based on your targeted income and how many hours you're willing to work, it does some calculation and gives you a rough estimate of what your hourly rate could be. So you can use tools like these, yourrate.co or Your Freelance Career, to find out rough estimate about your hourly rate. Or you can also go to salary.com and find out how much people with your skill set in your zip code or in your city are making. And by the way, if you live outside of United States, there may be other sites like this that you can use to find out the salary or the pay of social media consultant or manager in your city.